Hello and welcome to another episode of Erongo Talk. It is Monday, it is a brand new day, it is a brand new week, it is a brand new beginning for us. And we are starting this brand new week with an interview from Siska Howard, the chairperson of the Erongo Regional Council, who's going to tell us about a housing donation in the DRC informal settlement of Swakopmund. We will also be chatting with Fillemon Gomes, the winner of the Dunesmill fishing competition in today's episode. As always, we will bring you the news, weather and tides, so stay tuned. We'll be right back after this. And now it is time for your news, where we join you from the Walvis Bay Waterfront today. In our first story for today, the governor of the Erongo region, Neville Andre, received his COVID-19 vaccination at the Swakopmund District Hospital recently. After getting the jab, Andre encouraged Namibians to do the same. With this passport, I can say I am part of the army that is fighting the COVID-19 battle. I am encouraging everyone to get the vaccine, as it is the only way we can fight this battle and return to some form of normalcy, he says. Andre said he decided to get vaccinated to save himself, his family, and those that he meets daily. So, if you are hoping to get vaccinated, please feel encouraged to do so, but also please do your research. Know the different vaccines, know yourself, know your health. If you do have adverse reactions to vaccines, it would be advisable that you do not get a vaccine, and just trust that herd immunity will then cover your health as well. In our second story for today, the Electricity Control Board announced that it has approved an increase of 2.92% in the average bulk electricity tariff after an application by NamPower to review their rates. The increase comes after a 2-year period of no bulk tariff increases, as is effective from the 1st of July 2020. The Electricity Control Board said that NamPower had submitted an application for a bulk tariff increase of 5.8%, which is an increase from an average of 1.6698 per kilowatt hour to 1.7673 Namibian dollars per kilowatt hour. However, following considerations that include the impact that an increase will have on the supply industry, consumers and the economy at large, the Electricity Control Board approved an increase to 1.6982 Namibian dollars per kilowatt hours. The approved tariff is applicable to NamPower bulk customers, namely regional electricity distributors, local authorities, regional councils and mines, who will individually have to apply to the Electricity Control Board for a review of their own distribution tariffs, which, if approved, will be applicable to end consumers. And then in our third and final story for today, Netball Namibia on last week Thursday launched the 2021 MTC Namibia Netball Premier League season in the capital city of Windhoek. The league, which started on Friday, the 30th of April, will see 12 teams drawn from 14 regions participating in the inaugural Top Flight League under the Netball Namibia banner. They are Dola Stars and Rundu Chiefs Netball Club from Kavango East, 11 Arrows and Namibia National Navy Netball Club from Erongo, Golden Girls from the Omaheke region, Grootfontein Netball Club and Mighty Gunners from Otjisanchupa, Namibia Correctional Service Netball Club and Youngsters Netball Club from Umusati, and the United 12 Netball Club from the Karas region. Speaking at the launch, the Netball Namibia Secretary General, Imelda Erongo, said the 12 teams will play each other twice, with the top team at the end of the season winning 40,000 Namibian dollars, a trophy and medals, with the runner-up receiving 35,000 Namibian dollars and third place team pocketing 25,000 Namibian dollars. And on that note, we conclude today's news. You can check out the stories we discussed and so much more at our website. It's at www.erongo.com.na, www.erongo.com.na.
I'm joined here by Councillor Siska Howard. How are you?
I'm well, thanks. How are you, Adolf?
I'm doing well. All right, we meet again, eh? We're making this a habit. How's the weather, by the way?
You know, it's so hot at the moment in Swakopmund. We can't wait for this weather to break.
Yeah.
But then when it's cold again, we moan because it's cold. So
We just have to accept it.
you've got to
Accept whatever. So now your office recently donated, or there's an organization that donated houses in DRC. Can you tell us more about this?
Yeah. So it's actually driven by a non-profit organization in Germany, in the city of Gießen. They have a university group of students that put up these crowdfunding projects amongst themselves, and they have a specific interest in the DRC and Swakopmund. And they've to date donated 3 houses, but it's makeshift houses, but it's much better than the houses that the people currently live in the shacks and that. And then also they've donated a soup kitchen / orphanage, which consists of 4 rooms and then a specific kitchenette with a dining area, also in the DRC. And this is all funds that were collected by a university in Germany.
Right. Now tell us, how can this help with the shack fires? There's been a lot of shack fires happening in Swakopmund as well and also in Walvis Bay. How can this help to take that away?
Well, the structures are very well designed. I mean, you've seen it yourself. Yeah. And even as a temporary structure, it feels very much like a permanent structure. So through this project, we're also trying to ascertain what will work the best, you know, in the interim. Because as I've said to you many a times, we need to move away from the temporary structures. We need to go to a solution where we can get permanent housing to people. And in the background, we're working very hard at that. The Swakopmund municipality specifically is looking into solutions. We're looking into the Flexible Land Tenure Act. We're looking into the Sectional Title Act. All of these sort of things to see how we can best provide for our people, you know, on a permanent basis. Because as you've seen in your own newspapers, NHE at this stage is not doing anything. We have to climb in and make sure that we get houses to our people. And these temporary structures could be a very good start-up project. Even if we are able to donate land to the people, then we can at least move them into temporary structures so that they can later on turn it into permanent structures.
Wow, awesome stuff. And you also mentioned there was a soup kitchen as well involved, and also like an orphanage. How was it welcomed by the locals that side?
Oh, it was an amazing initiative. We actually had the original handover of the key in December already, and the lady there started out with 25 children, which she gave food to. And currently they stand at 74. So there's a very, very big need, and she's doing a phenomenal job. She gets sponsors specifically at this stage from Parliam and then also from the Buddy Group, which are well known here in Swakopmund. So if there's anybody, you know, that can assist with further donations or food donations or anything like that, it would always be much appreciated. They can contact my office and I can take it directly to them, because they're doing a magnificent job in their community. And as you've seen, there's children walking out with 3, 4, 5 plates of food. So the greater reach of the food that's being dished out is really making a big impact.
So you guys are fighting poverty out there in the community.
It's not just poverty, you know. I always say the minute you see people coming to your office asking for food, then the situation has gotten really, really bad. And that's what's happening now. People are not just coming and asking for housing. They're not coming to ask for jobs. They've now started coming to ask for food. Basic needs. And it's a big problem because even when we were there at the handover, there's so many children being affected. And to imagine, even in this heat now, and then when it gets cold again, and when it's rainy, the people don't have structures. They don't have a place to stay. They don't have food. So it really affects the basic human rights of the people, of our people. And it's all of our responsibility. It's my responsibility, it's your responsibility, it's all of our responsibility to make sure that we improve their living conditions.
Right. Staying on poverty, street kids. Last time we spoke about how the old hostel was kind of left not in such a good condition, and by the street, but they're back on the street again. What can your office perhaps do to make sure that they also get the basic human needs that they also deserve?
Yeah. So we're looking at, through our CDC, developing a centrum that we can really look after vulnerable women, vulnerable children, and the street kids. And I'm consulting with the local authority at the moment to see where we can get land for this, and then to start the donation projects, and then through that also see it as a capital project through the Ministry of Youth specifically, and then gender as well, to see if we can't pull off a collective so that we can bring a centre to Swakopmund where we can house these people. Because it's not just street kids, there's a lot of adults as well that just don't have a place to go home to. And it's down to circumstances, and it's down to people losing their jobs, and then ultimately losing faith in humanity and losing hope. And those are the things that we really need to look at and bring back to our society.
Right. Any last words from your side, Councillor?
Well, my old speech is that it really comes down to all of us. It's our responsibility, not just, you can't just look at a councillor, you can't just look at a minister or a president. It really comes down to each and every one of us needs to pull our weight and need to give back to our communities. So if there's anybody that's willing to assist, or anybody that wants to get involved or anything like that, they must feel free to contact me and see me as the facilitator of change. You know, much more, I can't do it on my own. There's no way for me to carry all of the weight on my own. We need each other, and we need the entire society to build this back up.
Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, Adolf. Thanks for yours.
Right.
It was Fillemon Gomes. He just walked away as the biggest winner of the first annual Dunes Mall competition, and you just won a bike. How are you feeling, Fillemon?
Very good.
How long have you been fishing?
5 years now.
Oh,
I
nice.
just moved to Erongo 5 years ago. That's when I started fishing.
Nice. And what fish did you bring in today? And what was the weight?
It was 1.7.
Ah, third place in the Galjoen category, and you've won the biggest prize. Now tell me, are you a bike rider? Are you gonna learn?
I actually just drive quad bikes. Just time for this one.
Nice. Now, Fillemon, tell us, where did you catch your fish, and what equipment did you use?
I used white mussel. Shooting at just other side Hendis and Sarasegat.
Ah, nice. So, what are your plans for the rest of the day? What is your message?
To celebrate my bike.
Yes, I think that's definitely. And a message to your fellow anglers?
Guys, stay well in it.
That's it. Thank you so much, Fillemon. Dani, hoe het hierdie competisie afgeloop?
Dit was 'n fantastiese dag. Ons moet net daaraan dink dat ons is besig om seisoene te verander op die stadium van die geveg. Ons gaan nou van die somermaande na die wintermaande toe. En dus sal die groot kabeljouer nie op hierdie stadium van die geveg los wees nie. En daar was vandag 'n duidelike bewys van hoe die visse gebyt het.
Hoe het hulle gebyt?
As ons luister na wat die mense bel van die strand af, daar was vis gewees, maar almal het ingekom met die dassies. Ons kon sien met die hoeveelhede dassies wat ingekom het, die hoeveelheid galjoen wat ingekom het, slegs 3 steenbrasse wat skaal ingekom het, slegs 4 of 5 kabeljouwe wat skaal, maar almal klein kabeljouwe.
Ja, daar sê. En André, van julle se kant af gaan julle dit weer doen.
Definitief, en volgende jaar gaan ons dit natuurlijk baie groter doen. Ik wil van allemaal sê, baie dankie dat hulle deel geneem het.
En dan Fillemon.
Een speciale dankie aan Dani vir die hulp met die organisasie.
Ja nee, dit is sommer 'n lekker kompetisie vandag gewees.
Baie nice.
En hierdie man het hier met die groot prys weggestap. Wat is jou eerste plan met hierdie bike? Want hoe gaan jy ry met hom vir die eerste trip?
Hey,
Dis hy.
Van die geleentheid gebruik maak en vir Dunes Mall baie dankie te sê vir hierdie dag. En dan boven alles moet ons aan Awas Motormaatskappy baie dankie sê om met hierdie fantastiese prys voor 'n dag te
Welcome in my office. My name is Martin from Monarch Lifeguard. I have one safety tip here which I want to bring to the community. Let's avoid swimming while under influence of alcohol. Alcohol and water, it will never mix. Not even hangover is going to mix. Thank you.
And now it is time for your weather and tides for Walvis Bay and the rest of the towns in the Erongo region. That unfortunately brings us to the end of another episode of Erongo Talk, and unfortunately we won't be joining you tomorrow. But if you miss us tomorrow, you can check out our website. That's www.erongo.com.na. It's www.erongo.com.na, where we keep you up to date on the latest developments in your town and in your community. If you would like to let us know what's happening in your town and your community, you can send us a WhatsApp or a Telegram at 0811 7040. That's 0811 7040. So until we eventually meet you again, you can check out the multitude of other shows hosted by Namibia Media Holdings. That is Kletskompas by Republic Kane. That is Active Kids for the Little Ones. And then until we join you on Wednesday, stay safe, stay healthy, stay sanitized.